Jubilee chapter 24. And it came to pass after the death of Abraham that the Lord blessed his son Isaac, and he rose from Hebron and went and dwelt at the well of the vision in the first year of the third week of this Jubilee for 7 years. And in the first year of the fourth week, a famine began in the land, besides the first famine which had been in the days of Abraham. And Jacob prepared lentil stew, and Esau came from the field hungry. And he said to his brother Jacob, Give me of this red stew. And Jacob said to him, Sell your birthright to me, and I will give you bread, and also some of this lentil stew. And Esau said in his heart, I will die. Of what profit to me is this birthright? And he said to Jacob, I give it to you. And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore to him. And Jacob gave his brother Esau bread and stew, and he ate until he was satisfied. And Esau despised his birthright. For this reason Esau's name was called Edom, on account of the red stew which Jacob gave him for his birthright. And Jacob became the elder, and Esau was brought down from his dignity. And the famine was over the land. And Isaac departed to go down into Egypt in the second year of this week. And he went to the king of the Philistines, to Gerar, to Abimelech. And the Lord appeared to him and said to him, Do not go down into Egypt. Dwell in the land that I will tell of you, and sojourn in this land. And I will be with you and bless you. For to you and to your seed I will give all this land, and I will establish my oath which I swore to your father Abraham. And I will multiply your seed as the stars of the heavens. And I will give to your seed all this land. And in your seed will all the nations of the earth be blessed, because your father obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, and my commands, and my laws, and my ordinances, and my covenant. And now obey my voice, and dwell in this land. And he dwelt in Gerar 3 weeks of years. And Abimelech charged concerning him, and concerning all that was his, saying, Any man that will touch him, or anything that is his, will surely die. And Isaac waxed strong among the Philistines, and he got many possessions, oxen and sheep, and camels, and donkeys, and a great household. And he sowed in the land of the Philistines, and brought in 100-fold. And Isaac became exceedingly great, and the Philistines envied him. Now all the wells which the servants of Abraham had dug during the life of Abraham, the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said to Isaac, Go from us, for you are much mightier than us. And Isaac departed from there in the first year of the 7th week, and sojourned in the valleys of Gerar. And they dug the wells of water again, which the servant of his father Abraham had dug, and which the Philistines had closed after the death of his father Abraham. And he called their names as his father Abraham had named them. And the servants of Isaac dug a well in the valley, and found living water. And the shepherds of Gerar strove with the shepherds of Isaac, saying, The water is ours. And Isaac called the name of the wells Perversity, because they had been perverse with us. And they dug a second well, and they strove for that also, and he called its name Enmity. And he arose from there, and they dug another well, for that they did not strive. And he called the name of it Room. And Isaac said, Now the Lord has made room for us, and we have increased in the land. And he went up from there to the well of Oath in the first year of the first week, and in the 44th Jubilee. And the Lord appeared to him that night on the new moon of the first month, and said to him, I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not fear, for I am with you, and will bless you, and will surely multiply your seed as the sand of the earth, for the sake of my servant Abraham. And he built an altar there, which his father Abraham had first built. And he called on the name of the Lord, and he offered sacrifice to the God of his father Abraham. And they dug a well, and they found living water. And the servants of Isaac dug another well, and did not find water. And they went and told Isaac that they had not found water. And Isaac said, I have sworn this day to the Philistines, and this thing has been announced to us. And he called the name of that place the well of the oath. For there he had sworn to Abimelech and his friend Ahuzah and Philco, the perfect of his hosts. And Isaac knew that day that under constraints he had sworn to them to make peace with them. And on that day Isaac cursed the Philistines, and said, Cursed are the Philistines to the day of wrath and indignation from the midst of all nations. May God make them a derision and a curse, and an object of wrath and indignation in the hands of the sinners, the nations, and in the hands of the Kittim. And whoever escapes the sword of the enemy and the Kittim, may the righteous nation root out in judgment from under heaven. For they will be the enemies and enemies of my children throughout their generations on the earth. And no remnant will be left to them, nor one that will be saved on the day of the wrath of judgment. For destruction and rooting out and explosion from the earth is the whole seed of the Philistines reserved, and there will no longer be left for this Keturah a name or a seed on the earth. For though he ascends into heaven, from there he will be brought down, and though he makes himself strong on earth, from there he will be dragged out. And though he hides himself among the nations, even from there he will be rooted out. And though he descends into Sheol, there also will his condemnation be great, and there also he will have no peace. And if he goes into captivity by the hands of those that seek his life, they will slay him on the way, and neither name nor seed will be left to him on all the earth, for he will depart into a continuous curse. And thus it is written and engraved concerning him on the heavenly tablets, to do to him on the day of judgment, so that he may be rooted out of the earth.